Next, let's talk about LinkedIn as a job hunting tool. So for many of you, this is the reason you got on LinkedIn. You want to make sure that you have those connections in the event that you want to either look for a job right now or look for an opportunity later on. And this is, again, the primary reason that people will create a LinkedIn profile. So as from a job hunting tool perspective, LinkedIn is in over 200 countries. Now, I know myself, I couldn't list 200 countries, maybe 20, but it's a lot of countries. And you might think, well, that doesn't really help me. I don't care. I just care about the United States. Well, when you have that many people on LinkedIn, it all is circular. It comes back. And so when you're connecting with people, when you're looking at organizations, you might connect with this person who then has connections there who actually knows someone who is at the organization that you want to work with. So don't limit yourself to the connections that you make and the organizations that you look at simply because you're looking in your little microcosm. Next, I want to talk about how there are 3 million active jobs on LinkedIn currently. That's a lot of jobs. Again, it covers all those countries, but recruiters, as I mentioned before, are on LinkedIn and they are actively looking for people, and it might be you. It is an incredible way to have a passive job search, meaning you're just sitting back, making sure that your profile is up to date, making sure that you're reaching out and connecting with the right people and looking at the right organizations. But it's a passive job tool. It's the easiest thing ever. So I want to then next look at the number of people who have bachelor's degrees that are on LinkedIn. 80%, that's very high, have a bachelor's degree or higher on LinkedIn. So again, this is for professional networking. And it is an incredible way to utilize those people, not just from a selfish perspective of who can help me, but from a give and take perspective of those people might need something from me. I might be able to help someone else because of the connections that I have built. I also want to talk about the fact that there are, because of the number of users that are on LinkedIn, if you break it down, there's an average of 2 new users every second. So again, not just looking at right now today, but looking at going forward, there are more people that are going to be coming on. And so getting on LinkedIn and being active, there's people who will then be looking at your profile as well. I want to talk about connections next. So when you go and you connect with someone, those are all your first degree connections. And then you have the second degree connections. So for example, I go and I connect with someone at CBU in the organization. I then get to see all of their connections, and those are the second degree connections. So then I get to see, oh, okay, I'm really, unfortunately, because of just my life, I have to move. I'm going to move across country. I need to find a job. I love my job as a career counselor, so I want to do it back there. So who do I know? Start looking at all of my first degree connections and find out that someone else knows someone back east where I'm moving, and they can introduce me. This is really the value and the power of LinkedIn. So those first, second, and even third degree connections allow you to be able to reach out to other colleagues and professionals in your industry, or even if you're pivoting and going into a different industry, people who can then help you. And on the flip side, people coming your way. What can you do to help others? How can they reach out to you? How can you be looked at as that person that people need to make sure that they are in contact with? Making sure you're that person. Hey, you know what? I'm going somewhere. I'm making a move. I'm pivoting into a different field. I need to make sure that I'm reaching out to Laura so that she can help me. Be known as that person, and LinkedIn and making sure that you are evaluating and updating your profile on a regular basis allows you to be that contact person. Lastly, it allows you to develop a future strategy. So today, let's say you're not looking for a position. Today, you're not in a position where you're even a hiring manager. So you're like, well, maybe I'll do LinkedIn in the future. By doing it a little bit at a time, it allows you to really position yourself for the future. None of us know if we are going to have our job tomorrow. None of us know with certainty what the future holds for us. So being able to position ourselves and strategize allows us to be in a better position for the future, whether we are the one who needs to reach out or other people are reaching out to us.